One of the most common questions I get asked is, what is the value of my case? Or what is this specific injury worth? Unfortunately, there's no magic formula that we have that can determine the value of a particular case. Every case and the value of an injury depends on several factors, including the people involved and how it happens. But there's some universal things that we can look at that will help us derive a value of a particular case. The first is medical bills. You're entitled to recover your medical expenses that you've incurred as a result of an incident. This could be your emergency records, your emergency room bills, your surgical fees, physical therapy, chiropractic treatment. It can even be prescription medication. And these are all fees that you've incurred as a result of an accident due to the negligence of somebody else. And they're recoverable and they add to the value of your case. Something else we look at is property damage. And this is particularly true in an automobile accident, where your car could be damaged and destroyed, or it could be damaged and the value could be reduced. And that damage, whether it's a destroyed car or simply a reduction in value, will get factored into any valuation of your case. Something else that we consider is lost wages. Now, lost wages happen when you miss time from work. So if you're hurt in an accident and you have to miss 3 months of work, you're entitled to the wages that you've lost during that period. Now, say for example, during this period, you've accrued enough vacation time or enough sick days where you actually don't miss any payments or any paychecks and you're being paid on a weekly basis. You're still entitled to recoup that money because that's expenses. Incurring those expenses, meaning you're cashing out your vacation time or cashing out your sick time, are losses that you would not have incurred but for the accident. So you're still entitled to incur or to add lost wages to the valuation of any claim. Something else that we look at is lost earning capacity. And this is a little bit different than lost wages. Lost earning capacity happens when you can no longer work in the same capacity that you were beforehand. So you've lost the ability to earn the same amount of money. So if you used to work with your hands and you hurt your hands and you're not able to work that same job and you have to take a demotion or take a different job that pays less, you're able to earn or to reacquire the difference in salary. And that will take some expert witnesses and expert testimony to sort of determine the exact difference between the two jobs. But that's something else that can add to the valuation of a claim. Something else that's considered is pain and suffering. Now, pain and suffering is difficult to compute, and it really depends on the specific person. The old saying goes, the worse the injury, the better the recovery. And that's true to a certain extent. The worse the injury, the more money you're going to receive. But pain and suffering differs from person to person. And some people will suffer more and have more pain from a similar injury than others will. So one of the things that's very important is that when you're receiving medical treatment, to be truthful with your doctors and to describe what you're experiencing, because those medical records will later be evidence to help establish pain and suffering, which will really help maximize the value of your case. Something else to consider is your own culpability in causing the accident. Now, Rhode Island and Massachusetts have different laws how this is handled. In Rhode Island, you can only recover the percentage of the responsible party. So say, for example, you're found to be 75% responsible in causing an accident. And the claim itself is for $100,000. There's $100,000 in damages, but you're 75% responsible. You can only recover $25,000 of those damages. Massachusetts is a little bit different. If you're found to be over 50% responsible for causing the accident, you can't recover anything. There's nothing the court said that there's no recovery for anyone who's at fault or more at fault, the majority at fault for causing an accident. So Massachusetts and Rhode Island have different laws as to the valuation of cases and how your own culpability in causing that accident plays into effect. Finally, the most important thing you can do is retain a good personal injury attorney. Somebody who knows how these insurance companies work, knows the tricks and the games that they play, and how to really maximize the value. These are all little things that insurance companies look to when they're attempting to settle a case. And it's important that all these documents are put together and evidence is presented to show your true damages and will help you maximize the value of your case.